Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm going to show you some book finds, but there's a few of them at the beginning that's kind of like what started this video. It's like when you buy stuff that it's cool, you pretty sure that it's going to sell, somebody will want it eventually, but you haven't got a price for it yet. So that's going to be some of the first things. This is old school. I'm just showing what I found the last week and a half. Been able to get out a little more, hit a couple thrift stores. I was in the El Paso area, up around El Paso and Las Cruces, New Mexico. El Paso, Texas, Las Cruces, New Mexico, and there's a library bookstore there that I like to hit if I'm there on the day that it's open. And there was a Wednesday that they're open till like 7 o'clock, and I was able to stop by and found a few cool things. So I'll show you what I found and put in the luggage to come back home on that. So with that, let's just jump in. On these first ones I'm going to show you, this is stuff that, and this, you can get in trouble on this because you can get stuff that you shouldn't, right? But I think all this stuff will sell. These first three books, I got these for $1.50 each, and they're gonna sell. I just don't know how to price them yet. But these are, it's a bulletin from Giles County Historical Societies. This is Giles County in Tennessee, from the 70s. There's like a 1977, but you can see that what it is, it's these bulletins that were published. You know, that, let me try to show you, it's just like when they were typed up, and it's just historical society stuff from the 70s. And people that do genealogy research, that live in the area, that might have relatives or whatever, this stuff really can sell. So this is 3 sets of bulletins from the 70s, like 1977, 79 to 81, there's 77, 78. This is, Pulaski, Tennessee area. So $1.50 each. I'm not sure, but it falls into the history, genealogy. I'll list it that way. I'll put genealogy in the name, and that'll be interesting. This next one is totally bizarre. I had stopped by an estate sale. They didn't have much, and I was just walking by, and they had an old TV stand, and this was on it, and I got it for 50 cents. Look, Panama Canal, 1970 telephone directory. You see the Panama Canal? I mean, this is so bizarre, right? Okay, there may only be like 3 people in the world, maybe 2 that want this, but again, people, genealogy, maybe they lived there in that time. It's weird, 50 cents. I don't know what I'm gonna sell it for, but I think it'll sell. All right, okay, this one. Paid $1 for this one, and it's this history of Rippey. It's Greene County, Iowa. And again, this is 1949 to 1970, old Rippey and new Rippey. And, it's typeset, typewritten. This is something that was probably done in 1970. Again, for $1, this was on their, looks like their 100th centennial, right? 100 yesterdays, 100 tomorrows. This is 1870, 1970. So it's centennial year, Rippey. So, okay. All right, I got these at the next 2 or 3 that I don't really know what I'm gonna price yet. They were at a thrift store, and Salvation Army, and this is a thrift store for me that goes up and down. Sometimes you'll go in there and it'll be good stuff. Sometimes it's just the rattiest, nastiest, nothing there, right? But these are pretty cool. I like this. And these, I got these for 50 cents each too. Great prices on these. The men and women from World War II from the DeSoto, Natchitoches region, okay? And you can see it's like a yearbook type thing, but it's people that served in World War II. And it's, it's got photos of them. So if you're in that, this would have been in the late 40s, early 50s when this was published. Lots of information. Great history for that area. This the Natchitoches area, this Sabine Parish. So that's cool. Another one, and these kind of military kind of annuals I'm going to show you. I've had pretty good success with these. This is trying to look here. This is Camp Forest. Okay, the 75th Field Artillery Brigade. And it's kind of hard to see, maybe you can see it, but this is a yearbook for this field artillery units. at Camp Forest, it says right here, but and it's 1941, 1942. So this is, you know, I've done these from like Fort Leonard Wood, different, I just what pops to mind, several of these, but you can see it's the pictorial history, Field Artillery Brigade, there's 1941, 42, and, you know, what you see is you see, you know, servicemen there that, you know, different batteries, what they served in. So people, a lot of times they'll find, you know, parents, grandparents that did their service, did their you know, started their training there. I just noticed this was got a, this, I didn't know this was there. It's got October 4th, 1960, to who it may concern. Certify that I've been the bearer of this letter for a period of 18 to 20 years, and it's equated with his farming activities. It goes on to talk about he's Mr. Rich is also a man of highest integrity. So I don't know why this is it's this letter. It's weird sometimes the things you find. This is real time. You know, it's a letter that someone's writing about another guy, Mr. J.W. Rich, and they're basically saying that he's a man of high integrity, good farmer, his business practices, and who knows? He might have been trying to get a business loan or something. This was a letter reference, but this was stuck inside this. It was in the back. Didn't even see it. So interesting. Don't know what I'm gonna sell the book for. All right, now this one, I thought this was the cool find of the week. It was on the shelf with a homemade paper wrapper. That's what I saw. I thought, what is that? So I pick it up and I see this. And if you take the paper wrapper and go back, you see this Micronesia, the Orient, and it's the history of the 6th Marine Division. And again, I just thought it was kind of cool. I don't know what it's worth yet, but it's got all kinds of information about the 6th Marine Division, photos. So I got it. It was, again, 50 cents. When it's 50 cents, if you like it, it's not, even if it doesn't pan out, it's not as big a deal, right? I know in some areas when you live and it's $5, $4 to get something, it's too much. But all right, the rest of these, I kind of know what I'm going to be priced them at. I got this book on general relativity. You know, it's nice little worm holder. You got this sells between 20 and 30 bucks. I paid $2.50 for it, so be a nice little return. Then I got, this was actually shocking. I saw this, I thought it was cool. This is a Lemony Snicket hardback set, and only the first one looks like it's been read. The rest of them look like they're read. On Amazon, this one will probably go to Amazon. I paid $4 for it. It was $1 each, $4. Box set, slipcase is good, not split. You can see the Lemony Snicket, all the questions. It was in the youth section. On Amazon, this set sells for 75 to 80 bucks. Nice. So used, that's good. Okay. Now here's a couple of things that were on for $1 on a dollar trade. This first one is a Stephen King. It's called Silver Bullet, and it has, you know, his Cycle the Werewolf and Silver Bullet. I don't remember that, but it's a screenplay. And this particular Stephen King book sells for about 30 bucks. So I was kind of surprised at it for softcovers. But anyway, it's a good find. This next one is bizarre. Stephen King as well. Now look at this. If you remember the Dark Tower series, I think there's 7 of them total. You know, the original was Volume 1, The Gunslinger. What got me on this one was the cover. Right, that's not the normal cover I'm used to, right? I mean, the first edition hardback of Dark Tower Gunslinger is $5 and $10 grand for the hardback, right? If you find a first edition of that one. Some of the paperback ones are still pretty good, but this one I wasn't sure about. I was like, that's an interesting cover. And so I did a little quick research. This was for $1. This is actually the UK edition, and it's obvious, I think, when I look at it and see that, you know, it's got all the UK stuff there. I'm pretty sure this is the UK edition. I've got a sold comp of this one on eBay for $99, and another sold comp for $49, and then I see one that's listed for like $14, another two that are listed, they haven't sold yet, between $30 and $50, but I've got a sold comp up to $90. Now this one, it's got a little bit of kind of weird, it's got like some bend to it, and it's definitely got some tanning pages. So you can see I paid $1 for it. They write them on the inside. This place writes them on the inside. I'll erase that out. Tanning pages, a little bit of bent cover. This won't be a $90 book. I still think I can get $30 for it. But I guess what, you know, even in fiction, right? I'm used to a particular cover on this, and I see this cover and I'm like, that's different. What makes this one different? I'm thinking, of course, collector's edition, some kind of weird, some edition I don't know about, which in this case I think it was. It's the UK variant. So keep your eye out. Learn that sort of thing. Your eye can help you. All right, this next book is about $30. I have sold this book several times. It's Dragonlance. It's Chronicles. This is the Dragons of Autumn, Twilight, Dragons of Twilight. It's got the autumn, winter, and spring. There was a fourth book written of summer later, but this is the collector's edition. It's not as pristine as I would like it for collectors. This is better than reader copy, but you know, it's got, I'll put an eraser on that. You know, one of the things I use a lot, look, I've talked about these gum erasers. They're really, I use these all the time. They're great for, you know, just if you want to, you know, you just hit it, clean up with your gum eraser. Works good. For $1, was this one $1? Oh, paid $2 for this one. I think even in this condition, it's in good shape, but not like pristine shape. It's still $25 book. So kind of interesting. All right, at the same place, I saw this and I'm like, okay, which that's Holy Bible in French. Well, sure enough, it's a bilingual Bible. You know, I wouldn't have thought it, but I was like, let me check this out. I got a sold comp on eBay for $100 on the French English bilingual Bible. I've also got one that's sold for like 40, 50, but definitely one sold. There's a lot of them listed in that 89 to $100 range. This one, it has a little bit of a roll to it. It's not super tight. I think I can still get $70 for it. I did pay up for this one. The guy that prices in this section, he prices high and does some research. I paid $10 for this one. I think I'd still get 70 or 80 for it. So, and then in that kind of the same thing, this, you know, I don't do a lot of Bible, spiritual books, religious books, but sometimes you just see them or whatever. Here's a New American Standard, the Riri. It's Rari. It's this PhD. And one thing I like to look at these if they've got inscriptions. This one doesn't have any inscriptions on it. It's very clean. I see this one. There's one listed for 15, but I see these generally selling, this edition selling for 30 to 50. I paid $2 for it. That's what that little dot. Different places price different, right? Another one. This is a Hebrew Greek keyword study Bible. This one actually on Amazon sells for like 70. I paid $2 for it. Again, it's in extremely good shape. I always look on these to make sure, you know, that, which they can still sell if it's presented to, but it's just cleaner, right? If it's not something somebody's filled out on their Bible. So it's, you know, religious books, spiritual books. I like anything that's lexicon. There's good value there, but sometimes it's tough because, you know, if you go in places and there's whole bookshelves of stuff and there's a lot of them if you don't really know. I usually, again, I just look at things that just look kind of strange to my eye or something I'm not familiar with. You know, I mean, it's, when I saw this one, you know, that was Hebrew Greek study. That's what jumped this one. It had Hebrew and Greek study Bible. So that's what made me look at it. All right, these last three are the ones I got in El Paso this last week. So I thought this was kind of cool. I got this one. This is about a $30 book, $35 on eBay. It's Harrington Time Harmonic Electromagnetic Fields. I have a version of this that I had in grad school, electromagnetics. It's a great book. Roger Harrington, super amazing dude. He actually kind of pioneered a technique for electromagnetic field numerical solutions called method of moments, where you set up all of these, you know, you basically set up the electromagnetic field equations across the surface and as a system of equations and solve it. So, but this time harmonic electromagnetic fields is a classic. I got this one for they're priced weird. It was $225. Now it does say that it came from the Apollo Lunar Sounder Experiment Department, but it's $225. eBay, 35 bucks. So it's good. All right, this is one. I've had some success on this sort of thing. Fairy and Rainbow. How do you say that? I'm not even going to try to say what kind of fish that is. We'll just leave that to your imagination on how you say that. But anyway, I've had good success on these books. On Amazon, this is a $35 book. This one was $225 as well. So I'll send that to Amazon. I'll make 15 or 20 bucks off of it. Should sell pretty good. The last one, this is a solid $40 book. And I got it in a baggie for a reason. I'm going to tell you why. It's Peter Max. And I can take it out of the baggie. There's no reason now for it to be in the baggie. But I've sold this before. I actually had a copy of this that was an autographed copy. This one I paid $3 for. I'm going to be careful to get that sticker off so it doesn't rip the paper. Put some heat on it and be gentle. I was hoping this one would be signed too, but it's not. This one, I was hoping it was going to be signed, but it's great. It's got great Peter Max artwork. You know, I sold a signed version of this, but this is a cover that's easy to remember. It's a solid $40 book, and it's in pristine shape. So that was why, because I was traveling, and I had a check bag, and I put it in my check bag. A nice copy in your luggage, stuff shifting around, hits a dust jacket, it can rip it, tear it, whatever. So a lot of times I'll have a baggie stuck in my luggage, right? You never know. You need to put ice, you need to put anything that's leaking, whatever. Clean baggie. So I just took the book. I think I had a piece of newspaper or something that I wrapped around it too. But I took the book, put it in the baggie, and then if you wrap it, you can even wrap a t-shirt or something around it. But that helps from stuff to catch it, right? If you've got a paper sack or a piece of newspaper or anything, you can even put around this. But I want to put something around it that's not going to come out of. And so the stuff that's moving around in your luggage, if you're checking it, or even if I'm carrying it in a carry-on or something can hit it. You know, it's in your pack and you can put something in, it'll hit it. I wanted to keep that dust jacket, give it some chance for success, right? And it did work great. That's why I put it in a baggie. It's a $40 book. I paid $3 for it. I'll be careful and get that sticker off. So that's it. A bunch of eclectic stuff, kind of all over the place, right? Different, no like huge scores from like getting 10 or 12 from different places. It's like 3 or 4 books here, 2 or 3 books there. But hey, sometimes that's what you do. You just, all those little good ones add up, right? So hopefully you enjoyed it. And on those others, the first ones on how to price, I'll just do some research, and I find a lot of that stuff you can price for 30 or 40 bucks and it'll sell, or you get an offer for 25 and it works. So anyway, that's what I'll do. And see cool, bye cool, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.